Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about the new features added for Dynamics 365 Business Central 2020 Wave 2 release. I have a previous video talking about the feature management in the 2020 Wave 2 release, and I enabled some of the features, but I didn't dig into the details and demonstrate how each feature works. So in this video, I want to show more details about each feature enabled here. So in my feature management, I didn't enable the email capabilities in the previous video because that feature is not available yet. That feature will be available might be available in December this year. So you could see this feature is still disabled, but I have all the other features enabled here. So first, I want to talk about the action bar in Dialogues. So the action bar in Dialog is like, to mention, like if you want to know more details about each feature, you can click on Learn More. Then it will bring you to the online document from Microsoft. Then you can learn more details about each feature. So about this action bar in Dialogues, anywhere in Business Central, if you have a field which has the lookup property, then you can drill into that field, and then you can show as menu. When you show as menu, then you can go to the advanced view. Then it gives you the option to see more columns of that page, which is the same as the list page of that original page. So if I go to, for example, if I go to my sales orders on the sales line, then you can drill into the item number. The item number on the sales line has the lookup property. So if I drill into the item number here, then I can click on Select from Full List. When I go here, then so right now you could see in this window open up, then I only see very limited columns, number of columns, only these columns. But if I go to advanced view, okay, then I can see all the fields available here. It's the same as I search, like go to the item list page. It's the same as you go to the item list page. And you have more fields available, which will be more informative for you to make a decision for which record you want to select when you go to a lookup field. Okay, so this is about that feature. But usually, if you go there, then you have to click on Show as Menu. When you click on Show as Menu, then you will have that. When you go to Show as Menu, you will have this Advanced View come up. Then you can click on Advanced View. Then you are able to see it. Okay. And so I can just toggle it back. Then if you toggle it back, then usually when you go to this lookup field, then the pages look like this. Then you have to check the checkbox Show as View. When you have this checked, then you can click on Advanced View to see the original list page, which has more columns, which has more information for you. Okay, so that's about this feature. Let's go back to our feature management. Then the second feature I want to talk about is this disable integration management and the integration record generation. So if you have Business Central, if your Business Central has the integration, you enabled integration with Dynamics 365 Sales, or if you have any other extensions or apps which are using the integration record table, then by enable this feature to disable the integration management and integration record generation, then the system will use the system fields instead of using the integration record field. So that will improve the system performance. But if you do have some extensions which are still which cannot use the system field, and then they have the integration with Business Central, but you cannot switch from the integration record table to the system fields, then you have to consider like not to enable this feature. Okay, so for the this feature, write longer item references. This is like if you have customers or vendors, they have very long item number, and you want to make a reference between your customer or vendors item number to the item numbers in your system, then this feature will previously Business Central can use the cross-reference item cross-reference table for that. But the cross-reference number only allow 20 characters. And with this new feature, it allows up to 50 characters. If you're referencing to your customer or vendor's item number, it will allow that reference to use up to 50 characters for their item number. So let's go to my item list and open item card so I can show you. So let's open this item. And Microsoft also renamed this tab, which is called the Navigate previously. They renamed it to Related. If you go to Related and you go to Item, then previously you can use the cross-references. You can use this table. Then you can define like customer or vendor. And then you can put in the customer or you can put in your customer or your vendor's item number in the cross-reference number here. But you see, after I enter 20 characters, I cannot enter any characters anymore. So it's only up to 20 characters. And so because many existing customers, they're still using this item cross-reference table, so Microsoft didn't just replace it. Microsoft added a new table which is called item references. So this table has the same structure like your cross-reference table. And you can still select your customer or vendor. And for this reference number field, okay, I can enter up to, you could see, after 50 characters, I cannot enter anymore. So it will allow you to enter up to 50 characters. So this is especially useful if your customer or vendor has very long item number. Yeah. And we do have some existing nav customers, they have this request because their customer or vendors has long item numbers, but in their nav version, they have to customize it. But this is already a feature in Business Central. In this release, like it says it's gonna be in the version 18 release. But you can enable this feature now. If you want to have that feature right now, you can enable this. And check financial journal in backgrounds. So for this feature, Microsoft added a new field into the journal batch. So if I'm going to my general journal, I go to my general journal batch, and you can see there's a new field called background arrow check. So this new field, if you enable this checkbox, then when you go to our general journal line, then you could see in your fact box, there's a new tile added. This tile is called journal check. And when you move between different journal lines, you could see my current line. It tells you what issue you have with the current journal line entry. And if you want to have an overview of all the lines you entered, if you have any issues in all the lines you entered, you can click on Issues Total. Then it will show you the issues you have for all the lines you entered. So the system is doing a background validate to see if there's any errors on the existing lines in the journal batch, in the journal. And so before you post the journal, this information is very useful. So before you post journal, you already know what issues you have with the journal lines you entered. Okay, and this conversion templates to convert contacts to vendors and employees. So if you go to your contacts, and in the previous version of Business Central, you can create a customer, vendor, or bank account from your contact. But with this feature enabled, you can also create an employee. So let's go to another record because I know I already created an employee for this one. Let's just create one for this this Christmas. We're gonna create a new employee record with this contact. So it tells you the employee record has been created. So when you create that employee, you can use the configuration template but to create it. But so I didn't use the configuration template, but you can enable a configuration template for the employee creation, similar like the other records. So you see, I already have this Christmas created from that contact. This employee is created. In order to use this feature, you have to make sure in your marketing setup, you need to enter the business relation code for your employee. Because this will be blank when you just enable that feature, so you have to enter a code for the employee. Okay, so that's about this feature. And the next one is the bank reconciliation improvements. I don't see much improvement for this one. They only have, like, if you go to your bank accounts, then they created a new reports, bank reconciliation reports. Then if you go to your bank, if you go to navigate posted reconciliations, I don't have anything posted here. I don't have any bank reconciliation posted here because this is a demo environment. We don't have much records here. But they created this new report. So this called bank reconciliation report. Then you can enable all these details. Then you can take a look of this bank reconciliation. Okay. So this is a new report they added, and they also said they added more data space on the bank account reconciliation. I didn't see much improvement on that. And they added match details in the payment reconciliation journal. I don't think this feature is very impressive. Yeah. So those are the features I enabled in the feature management, but the other features that I see like interesting and very useful is like if you post, for example, they added previously you don't generate a posted general journal, but in this version, then if you post something from your general journal, then you will have a posted general journal generated. So you can go to your posted general journal, and when you go to your posted general journal, then you can reverse. They added a new feature called copy selected lines to journal. So for example, you posted a general journal, but you found there's some mistakes. You need to reverse it. So you can click on copy selected lines to journal. Then it allow you to create a reverse entry with the reverse sign. So then we just say we want to create it to this default for this. Then you can just open it. This is an interesting feature. So if you have many lines entered on your general journal, but you post it, but you want to reverse all those lines, then I think this is useful. And also you can copy general ledger register to, so when you post that general journal, then it will have a GL register generated. So then you can copy the general, you can use this function, copy GL register, to copy all the journal lines posted in that GL register entry, then recreate it in your general journal. Okay, now you can also reverse it that way, and you can go to see that. Okay, and also even your GL register, if you look at your GL register now, you have this you have a feature called reverse, and it says reverse register. You can reverse your register now. So this is very interesting. So I don't have anything I can, but I think there are some certain criteria. If you already reversed, then it will not allow you to reverse it anymore. So you see, this is not this is grayed out, so it's not available for any entry there, but it should be available in some of them. Okay. So I found this is useful, but it just like I have everything grayed out right now. Probably because those are the ones, those are existing entries. If you post a new general journal, you may be able to use this feature. Okay, I don't want to waste the time to post a new entry, but this reverse register is very interesting feature from what I can see. And also Microsoft did many improvements for the from the admin portal. So if you go to your admin portal, what you can do is like, let me see, this is my admin portal. If you go to our admin portal, then previously for each tenant, you can only enable one production instance and the maximum of 3 sandbox environment. And Microsoft added, like, now you can purchase, like, if one production environment is not enough for you, and if you have operations in other countries, you want to add more production environments for your Business Central tenant, then you can purchase additional ones. Then you are able to enable it in your environments. And also, you have these operations, like if you are an administrator for your Business Central, and if you did any, like if you restore the environment, then those operations will show up here. So this is kind of operations, kind of tracking the administrator activities for your Business Central tenant. But that new feature for the restore your tenant environment, restore your Business Central environment to a point of time. It's only limited to the past 30 days, and that feature is not available right now, but it will release maybe in December. In the very near future, you are able, as an administrator of your Business Central, you are able to restore by yourself. Okay, and capacity. For the capacity, here then you can see the list of the tables, the usage of list of the tables. So I think this information is useful. Okay. And it may take some time to load, but I think those table information for the table usage is useful. And also, you can monitor the usage of your, like, the database usage, like, and also, so previously it's only limited to 80 gigabyte for the one environment. It's only limited to 80 gigabyte, but you can purchase more data space with you can purchase if your database, Business Central database is large, then you can purchase additional database space now. Okay, so that's another feature I like. And so yeah, so I think Microsoft focused on the server performance a lot for this new release. And so also if we go back to Business Central, they simplified if you look at your row center, so if you go to my settings and go to the row center, they simplified some of the rows. So they have more rows listed here previously, and so they unify some of the rows. And if you go to your profiles, you could see if you go to your profiles, then you could see there are only around 10-13 rows, like you see show in row explorer. Those ones enabled are the ones like you can see in the, when you go to my settings here, are the ones you can see there. So for some other rows, because previously they're only providing a navigation menu, then they just removed it from showing up there. And also some other features, like let me think what other features are interesting. So they added you have the ability, like previously you can use the custom report layout, then you can modify those layout. Okay, and there's some, like for many customers, then they have the sales shipment or sales return shipment receipt, sales return receipt report. Then they use very often, but they want to modify the layout. Previously, if you search by shipment, then you could see all these reports. Most of these, the only one, like this 1308 is the one added by this feature. This new feature is the Word layout, and all the other layout is the RDLC layout. You have to use the SQL report server to open it and modify it. there's more development involved. But if it's a Word layout, then anybody can modify it, right? So they added this report 1308 and 1309, these two reports in the Word layout. Let's search 1309. This one is the same. The sales shipment and the sales return receipt, these two reports, they create a Word layout. So this is easier for you to export the report and edit the layout by yourself and import back to Business Central. Then you have a custom report done by yourself. You don't need to ask a developer to do it. So this is another enhancement I found is interesting. Yeah, so yeah, there are some other features added, but so only these features I talk about, I think that's most impressive to me. Those are the interesting features. There's some other features. I think they did some improvement in order to improve the server performance, like for the report, for when you run some report like inventory valuation report. Previously, this report may take long to run, and not only this report, there's a bunch of reports. So in order to improve the server performance, they use a replica, read-only replica. So you are not accessing the actual database. It's you're accessing the replica of the table. The report is generated from the read-only replica of the table. Then it will not affect your server performance. So they did a lot. They put on lots of effort to improve the server performance. Yeah, that's another feature I think is worth to mention. Yeah, okay, so I think that's all I want to share in this video. And I think with the newer improvements, and there are more to come, and I hope there are more and more interesting improvements in the future releases. And thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. I hope to see you guys again next time.